In the vast TV landscape, narratives weave their way persistently through different shows, programs, and platforms. Also known as stereotypes, they illustrate unequal cultural representations by fixating specific attributes to characters, supporting prejudice. Today we will take a look at that of the sad single, depicting those without a romantic partner as incomplete, unfulfilled, and of course, unhappy. We will explore how the portrayal of the sad single is constructed through the interplay of stylistic elements, of setting, decor, props, and makeup, hairstyle, costume in 10 different clips. What are similarities and differences, and how do they reinforce the sad single stereotype by conveying what message? What do they tell about the character's emotional state? Quick note, all scenes are exaggerated and highly comedic. In The Big Bang Theory, after being rejected again by a woman, Raj has a meltdown and stops going out. He wears dirty pajama-like clothes, highly visible because of his white shirt. He has unmade hair, another sign of not taking care of himself. His apartment is a mess with takeouts all over, clothes lying around. The depicted emotional state of the single is like its surroundings: messy, overwhelmed, unstable. Next, here's a TikTok of a couple disparaging over the looks of their single friend. They make her feel insecure, another common feelings of singles. The friend wears pajamas, looking like she just came out of bed with unmade hair, no makeup, and a pale look. These elements, similar to Raj's unmade look, play on the typical lack of taking care of yourself cue. This is supported by the fact that it's Valentine's Day, the day of love. The pink and red heart pajamas imply her longing to find some love that day. In contrast, in the scene where Carlton Banks sings Mr. Lonely, we see a groomed costume choice, a red sweater and bow. Red is often associated with emotions like passion and love. It may highlight Carlton's emotional state. The bow adds a touch of exaggeration to his melodramatic singing. In How I Met Your Mother, in a scene of a high school reunion, there is a similar costume choice for Ted. He feels isolated, left behind, as he compares his life to his friends' seemingly settled, successful lives. This is highlighted by his orange suit vest. It's eccentric and simulates his attempts to be noticed. It also shows him feeling different from the rest and out of place. He has a nice haircut, showing that he put maybe a bit too much effort into his appearance. And like Carlton's costume, it has a comedic effect. Another exaggerated look is the one of Rebecca Bunch, who is a single but can't get over her ex Josh. In Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, she sings indirectly about moving to West Covina to win him back and find happiness through love. Her decisions seem driven only by the desire to find fulfillment through a relationship, again implying how singles cannot be happy alone. This is supported by an interplay of costume, makeup, and hair. Her blue dress implies her desire for something new and exciting, i.e. a love interest. She stands out. Her dressing is a bit revealing, her makeup on point. All in all, her look is attention-grabbing. This need for attention, similar to Ted's, ties into the longing for validation, another typical characteristic of singles in media. A less dramatic costume choice is used in the Instagram reel. Courtney, a student from Texas University, mocks herself for believing she'll get a boyfriend in college, which she didn't. In the video, she wears her college sweater. In this context, it supports her desire to find a boyfriend during college. Now we have Miranda Hobbs, a proud, career-minded woman, contrasted by her neighbor. The elderly woman tells her how the woman who lived in Miranda's apartment before her died alone and her body was only found days later. She implies that if you're single and live alone, you also die alone. While Miranda has a modern short haircut, no makeup, and gender-neutral clothes, her neighbor has long hair tied up, makeup, and feminine clothes. The element choices undermine the contrasts between the characters. The married neighbor wears conventional feminine clothing, adhering to societal norms of femininity and being married. Miranda challenges these stereotypes around women who are expected to end up and live with someone and dress accordingly. Though not as bad as Raj, Chandler from Friends has a couch and table full of scattered belongings. The set decor suggests he has not been taking care of his surroundings much. He tells his friend Joey that he thinks he'll end up alone. The pajamas with the unmade hair suggest Chandler is also not taking care about his appearance. In a scene from Friends, Rachel complains about how everyone has a partner on Christmas Eve except for her and wishes she weren't single. Let's look at the magazine prop. Magazines, especially during Christmas, often feature articles or ads related to relationships and holiday dating advice. Thus, in this context, it implies that being single during the holidays is undesirable. The magazine likely triggered Rachel's desire for romance, amplifying her insecurities. The Christmas decor screams that it's Christmas, the time of the year in media where you spend time with your love. The setting of a cafe was probably chosen as it's a place of encounter, where you either have a date or meet someone new. Lastly, in the YouTube video, multiple scenes show a woman with different couples she's friends with. She's shown to be disadvantaged, left out, and struggling in her role. In one scene, the single woman drinks red wine, opposed to the couples drinking water. This prop is commonly used in media, as wine and alcohol are drinks often associated with unhappy individuals who need to fill a void and numb their feelings. Her coupled up friends in contrast are healthy and happy and don't need alcohol as they are already fulfilled. To conclude, the clips play with the stereotype of the sad single by showing typical elements associated with it: messy apartments or romantic environments, undone or eccentric looks. The stylistic depictions clash and intertwine. This marks the end of today's journey of exploring the cinematic language of this narrative.